I posted a couple of videos about 4 days ago on YouTube asking the Muslim brothers and sisters not to react violently about the movie Innocence of Muslims about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They have been viewed about 200,000 times so far in the last four days. And I've got thousands of comments and messages expressing all sorts of views and opinions. It was good to have all these opinions and discussions. Some people, after conversing with me and some other YouTube users, have actually said that they've learned some things. Some confusions have been cleared, so that's good. In fact, I myself have learned some ideas, some views that people have. I've learned about people's perceptions, how people think about some certain things. But well, having said that, not everything was so smooth. We had all sorts of comments coming in. Anyway, I thought I'd sum things up in another video, the one that I'm doing now. And also I can maybe answer some few common questions that I received over the last few days. Out of numerous comments and opinions that I got, I'll say type 1 was the Muslims who thanked me for being rational and asking all the other fellow Muslims to stay calm and not to react violently. So that was good. Opinion type 2 was the non-Muslims who appreciated the video and said that it was good that I was calling for peace. And also they said that it was refreshing to see that there are Muslims who think rationally and don't just react violently to anything. Well, I'd like to say that, but there are other Muslims who think rationally. The ones that are violent are not the representatives of Islam, rather the good ones are representatives of Islam. It's the same way that every community has some problems, some people who sometimes bring a bad name for their community. So we do not necessarily support the ones who attacked the consulates. Most of the Muslims, I believe, do not support this. So there are others who think rationally as well. Then the opinion type 3 was the non-Muslims who asked some questions very decently, and that's quite obvious. I mean, you can have questions. Some of them asked me some questions about some points that I made. One question was that was Islam spread by force? Was Islam spread by jihad? Well, I answered to some of them that jihad is an Arabic word. Jihad means struggle. The main jihad prescribed by Islam is against your own self, struggling against yourself. Obviously, people have their own drive to do good or bad things. So controlling yourself, struggling against your own self to be on the right path, that is the main jihad that every Muslim is supposed to. Somehow jihad has been portrayed as a synonym to violence and holy war. Well, if you search online, you'll find holy war there as well. Well, that's a part of jihad, but it does not mean that you just go and kill somebody. Well, this is how I understand it. Let's forget for a moment that I'm a Muslim and I believe in Islam. Let's see from a neutral point of view. My way of explaining could be wrong, but this is my view. Obviously, you can have a different view, not a problem. But my view is that, let's say you believe that a certain country needs democracy. They need freedom. Now, this is your belief. You, as a relatively powerful country, you believe that a certain country needs democracy. You go in there and try to liberate people from a certain oppressive regime, if you'd like. Now, you believe that democracy would be good for them. Democracy is your idea because obviously that country doesn't have democracy at the moment. So it is your idea that democracy would be good for them, and you don't necessarily know that the people of that country want you to go in there or not, but you're going in there because you think that you have democracy in your country and you believe it's a good idea, so you're going there, and people get killed in the process. Now, if we see it from a neutral point of view, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his followers in the later centuries, they had Islam. They believed, I'm seeing from a neutral point of view here, they believed that what they had was good for people. So they went to different nations, they went to different countries, and they prescribed Islam to them. The same way that if you think democracy is good for a country, you go there, not necessarily knowing that if the people want democracy, because of you have democracy and it's working for you, you go to some other countries, try to prescribe democracy for them, and people get hurt in the process. People get killed in the process. Thousands of people get killed for that matter. And so, as I was saying, the Prophet's companions and the followers afterwards, they went to certain countries and they prescribed Islam. So jihad does not mean that they go there and start killing everybody. They prescribed Islam, and if the ruler of that country um, opposed, as obviously when you're going to spread democracy somewhere, the ruler of the country can oppose. So you have to use force in some cases. So the same way the Muslims believe that Islam was good for the people, so they sometimes used force, and people got killed in the process. That's how I see it. And contrary to the popular belief, when Muslims conquered some certain land, some certain country, all the people who did not convert to Islam were not killed. It is a common misconception that anybody who refused to become a Muslim were killed. No, it's not the case, because when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions, they conquered Makkah. They had earlier migrated to Medina, and they came back to Makkah. Makkah was Prophet's homeland. So when he came back and conquered Makkah, people were not killed. The non-Muslims were allowed to stay and live live under the Muslim rule. So it is a common misconception that when Islam goes somewhere, everybody else is killed. It's not the case. Opinion type 4 were the aggressive Muslims who were saying, who were calling me chicken for sitting on my ass and just talking on YouTube, asking people to calm down. They were saying that something has to be done, our Prophet has been insulted, something has to be done, things like that. But personally, I want to tell them, guys, you need to relax, all right? The thing is, if none of this violence had taken place, very few people would have even heard about this film, and let alone seeing it. And people, then believing in what is in the film is out of question, because people wouldn't even know about it. Now that all this violence has taken place, people have seen the film, and some of them would even believe in it. So it's not helping. Aspect 1, logically, the US official who was killed had nothing to do with the film, so logically he and his family shouldn't suffer. Aspect 2, if you see it from the perspective of man-made law, if you are killing somebody and you are damaging somebody's property, that makes you a criminal. If you see it from the Islamic point of view, Islam does not allow you to do such things, and by doing so, the non-Muslims would think that by doing these violent acts, you're representing Islam. So please, relax, take a step back, and think about it. Opinion type 5 was the aggressive non-Muslims who hold the view, some of them hold the view that no matter how calmly I talk, no matter what I say, because I'm a Muslim, I'm a terrorist. There's not much I can say about that. that's what they think. So some of them even threaten to kill me. I mean, probably not seriously, but they say it. I mean, well, I remember one comment saying, "Get out of the Western countries before I take a plane to London and come and kill you." That's what one person said, and there were lots of comments generally saying that all Muslims should be killed, things like that. Islam should be eradicated. Well, so much hate. What can you say? Some of them even uh, a lot of these a lot of comments from this group used a lot of swear words, a lot of cursing. I mean, I'm expressing my views very decently, as far as I believe. Um, but these swear words were not all directed at me. Some of them were, but some of them were at the other YouTube users who were commenting on my video. What can I say about it? If you think the only way you can express yourself is by swearing at people, well, that's who you are. I mean, I can't really help you about that. Now, this group has a lot of hate towards the Muslims, this group 5, and there's this group 4 who, am I getting the groups right? I don't know. The aggressive non-Muslims, aggressive Muslims, right? This group believes that if you are a Westerner, then you are an enemy. This group, the aggressive non-Muslim group, believes that you're a Muslim, so you're an enemy. Now, that's not right. This group believes that the film was produced in the US, so all Americans are liable. Any country that USA invaded makes all the Americans responsible. Well, this group is blaming this group for thinking that way. At the same time, they are thinking the same way. They're thinking, well, the Muslims attacked the US consulates. That makes all the Muslims liable. This group is thinking, well, I know what they're thinking because they said so. They're saying that anything that has been done by Muslims, some of the Muslims, makes all the Muslims liable. They hate this group hates this group. Guys, just relax. Take a chill pill, take a step back, and think about it, alright? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Why so much hate? Just relax. The aggressive non-Muslim group needs to understand that all Muslims are not terrorists. The aggressive Muslims, that group needs to realize that all Americans, all Westerners are not enemies. All right? There are lots of Muslims who want to live in harmony with others. There are lots of Americans, lots of Westerners who want to live with harmony with others. So I believe we're all human beings. We can make that happen, right? Well, it is happening. It is happening in lots of communities, lots of neighborhoods. No problem at all. So that's more like it, and hope that helps somebody at least. And I'm gonna sign off. Good night.